I predict I'll be a better person in 10 years. We'll see. We'll see. I might join ISIS. I don't know.
Are they like super in right now? I feel like there's got to be like not a better terrorist organization.
Maybe there'll probably be more in 10 years. But I mean, either way, thanks for believing in me that I can join the best one. Hello?
Hey.
Hi. What's your name?
My name's Jillian.
Well, what's up, Jillian? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I guess I have like a couple of things we could talk about. It would just depend. Currently I'm like 35 weeks pregnant with someone that I met, I got pregnant when I knew them for like 5 months. I'm old. I'm not old, but I'm 31, so too old to be making mistakes like that. So about to give birth, and then in the middle of all that, my dad went to prison. So just kind of a lot of stuff going on, I guess.
That is totally a lot of stuff going on. That is absolutely a lot of stuff going on. So you knew this guy for about 5 months and you accidentally got pregnant. Is this your first time being pregnant?
No, it's actually my third time. I have one child, so I lost a baby in 2019 and I subsequently lost one of my fallopian tubes. And I already had like some fertility issues, so I genuinely, and everyone kept telling me, like, if you want to have another baby, it's gonna be really hard. Da 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 da. I got my birth control taken out, and I was already pregnant. So it was a little bit of a shocker for everybody involved. So while I did make a mistake, it was definitely one mistake is a harsh word, but it was a little bit of an accident.
So
it was definitely like a shocker.
How old is your kid? How old is your kid?
I have an 8-year-old.
You have an 8-year-old. Okay, and then this guy that you met 5 months ago, how'd you meet him?
On Tinder. So we're all the true love lovers meet.
Sure. And is he gonna help out and do stuff, do you think?
Yeah, like honestly, so if I accidentally got pregnant with anybody's babies, he's probably the best person to accidentally get pregnant with. He's great. Like we both work at a place that you dress like. Well, I used to. He still does. And
wait. Hold on. You both work at a place that I dress like. Do you work? Where do you work?
You know, everyone's like, I used to work at. I don't want to say the company name, but it's.
Oh, is it a auto insurance company?
It might be. It might be. They lay off lots of employees. Really great place. Yeah, so no, he currently maybe works there. I don't anymore. I'm actually in grad school, so I stopped working when I was too sick to keep working because I was throwing up a lot. Turns out you get sick in some pregnancies. I did not with my daughter. But no, he's like super great. He just like was excited when he found out, shocker. And then his family was like very supportive immediately.
Really?
So, and I obviously don't have like this wonderful backing. I'm just kind of here by myself. So it's been like this introduction to a family unit, I guess, which is wonderful for me.
Are you and this guy that you met on Tinder 5 months ago, are you guys dating? Do you like each other? Are you like, yeah, let's fucking do it?
Yeah, well, so we were like, had just become official, and now it just like feels like normal life. I guess I feel like I've known him forever. Like, like, I don't know, everything's fine.
Sure.
I feel like it's very atypical, because I would never recommend somebody like if I had known me, I would have been like, hey, maybe you should think about your options, but it's just not how it turned out. I don't know.
Sure.
A little bit different.
I'm sorry, just now you said if I had known me or if I had known him,
from like an outside perspective, like if I were my friend seeing what was happening, I would have been like, hey, babe, maybe you should think about your options,
Yeah,
but I just like never considered it, I guess, because everything seemed fine, and it has been fine, oddly enough.
Does this guy have any other kids, or is this his first kid?
No, this is his first child. No, this is his first kid.
How old is he?
My second child. He is younger than me, so he's 27. I'm 31.
And so is he your boyfriend?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, No, he's definitely, it's official. It's definitely
Okay,
official.
all right. Cool. How are you feeling about all this?
Like, the idea, well, I didn't really want to have any more kids. The only reason I had gotten my birth control taken out was because I was like having issues with it. It's called Nexplanon. It goes in your arm, and I had broken in half. And so I was going to go on the pill, and then I just didn't even have a chance to because I was already pregnant. So anyway, I didn't plan on having kids. I didn't really like want to have more kids. I love my daughter. We have like a great dynamic. I was going to be like child free by the time I was like in my early 40s. So
Right.
like what a great situation that would be to just live my life, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was starting grad school. So I was like, it just wasn't in the cards for anybody because it just didn't make any sense to do that, I guess. But I don't know, after like losing my second child, like it's like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where this weird miracle baby came out of nowhere. So why don't I just keep it and let it, live its life kind of situation. I'm just more scared about like the complications that come with childbirth because of my previous experiences.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, I mean, it's great that both of you guys are into it. There's not like a weird dynamic, or he's not like, I mean, it seems like it worked out good. So that's,
yeah.
Well, so have you spoken to like a doctor about like, hey, what's up? What's going on in my body?
Yeah, definitely go to a doctor regularly. I was also born without a thyroid, so like I have to go to the doctor a lot. Just because my medicine, it does not impact the pregnancy at all, but I have to like regularly get my medication, like my levels, like my TSH and like my like T4. I don't know what it is, and you probably don't either. Anyway, regularly monitored so that like I can make sure I'm like sustaining the pregnancy. And then of course I go to an OB, but I see like a midwife and stuff and like normal stuff. I have to go every week now for the next like 5 weeks, which is kind of annoying because it's 30 minutes away, but it makes sense, I would say.
What are you in grad school for?
Actually, social work. Funny enough, I feel like I'm like a shining example of like what not to do, but at the same time, I don't know, through lived experiences, I feel like, we know a little bit more about, I don't know, life and what, you don't really know what's out there if you've never seen it or experienced it yourself. You either have to read about it, experience it, or see someone else go through it.
What, so where is your daughter's dad? What's his deal?
He lives locally. That's actually why I live here, because I wasn't gonna just I'm not from here. I've lived like in all over the place or whatever. Like my dad was in the military, so I've lived in about like 9 different states by the time I think I was 21, 22. So I ended up here and I met her dad, and I was a lot younger than him, blah, blah. I ended up staying here, and he's very involved. We have 50-50 custody.
Oh, cool.
And I try to keep it that way because I want, you want the family, if the family can't be together because it's not healthy and not safe to be in that situation, you want, dad to be involved as much as possible, so that's my goal in that situation.
I mean, shit, that sounds like a pretty like solid gig because you have 50% of to me that sounds like a solid gig because you got to raise a fucking whole baby now, and I think that sounds like it'll be easier when at least 50% of the time you can focus in on just the baby.
I guess it makes me kind of sad because it's just like I feel bad for my daughter because I really wish that I could be there 100% of the time, but at the same time, the choices that we make as an adult, like with relationships, ultimately affect children. And I can't selfishly keep her 100% of the time just to benefit myself to feel better when that's not ultimately what's best for her. So, it will be easier. And like, that's a good perspective. But at the same time, it feels like sad a little bit because I would love for her to be with her brother or sister like all the time. But it is what it is.
I mean, so my what 8 year? How the fuck old? I think my when did my parents divorce? What I pretty much grew up. I only really I pretty much grew up with divorced parents. My parents didn't have like kids outside of like their own marriage or whatever. But you know, I don't know, man. I grew up with divorced parents, and they didn't. I mean, it sounds like it's kind of a similar situation. They were both growing up. Both of my parents, they didn't live together, but they lived in the same, you know, city, right? And so I got to see my mom a lot, and I got to see my dad a lot. I never felt like either of my parents weren't there, you know.
Right.
But also like I don't think my parents were not meant to be together. I think if they stayed together, they would have just been more unhappy, you know. So like,
And that's
so like it's okay. It's good. It's all. I think like, you know, if you're the whole like staying together for the kids thing. I mean, if you two are just together and you like you hate each other, there's no reason to stay together and hate each other for the sake of a kid. I mean, you can both be in your kid's life, it seems,
right,
and everything will be okay.
It ultimately shows the child like mistakes happen, like we live our lives and like we make choices. And while divorce isn't always the best option, you know, and people, you know, have so much shame around it, but at the same time, you're not stuck, and you should never feel stuck in your life. And then it also just shows like good relationships in the future. Like I hope, you know, I mean, my partner's like, I'm missing his name, but my partner is wonderful. Like, is so sweet to my daughter. I'd never introduced my daughter to anyone I dated. So this was like a first for me. And I never really had a boyfriend after my ex-husband. So this is like my first real boyfriend after that. But, you know, it just shows like positive relationships can form out of like, I wouldn't say negative situations, but, you know, situations that aren't ideal, you know? And so now we're here. She gets to see this like flourishing relationship. It's a great example. Hopefully, I say that with confidence. But,
I mean, it's, you know, you keep saying it's not ideal, but I just, well, well, look, your ex-husband, he's not like abusive to you or abusive to your kid or anything, is he? Like,
I mean, I don't want to get into any of the details or anything, but it was just not safe. So I needed to leave for myself, not for my daughter's sake. It was just not safe for me. So, you know, that's my biggest thing is I didn't want her growing up seeing how I was being treated and then that being a shining example of what future relationships should look like.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I know it's just from a complete dumbass outsider perspective looking at this. It's like, okay, she's got 50% of the time with her dad, 50% of the time with you. You know, she's met your boyfriend? Yeah,
because he lives with us.
He's cool to her.
For a few months, yeah, they get along really great. You know, like their introductory together was like playing Minecraft. You know,
yeah.
So you know, really can't go wrong with that.
Okay, I'm just I'm a dumbass, but I'm just my outsider perspective on the situation. Sounds like this kid will grow up with I mean, it's not like, you know, the dad. It's not like you were the dad skipped town, and you know she has to live 6 months of the year in South Africa and 6 months in fucking Iowa.
No.
So I don't think you should feel bad. I suppose.
Yeah. You just, you know, it's just like one of those things because I guess you grow up thinking like one thing, you're like, okay, you know, and I come from a very broken home. You know, my dad's been married, I think 3 times, and like he raised us. So like we had like a ton of moms. Like my mom pieced out when I was 11. He got married for the second time, then he got married again. Then he like met this, well, he had an affair on all of them, but like the most recent affair was like this one lady, you know, and this whole thing. And then he went to prison in the middle of it, and she broke up with him, and it was like a mess, you know? So like when I had my daughter, I was like, I have to stay with my husband, you know, because I was so afraid of creating that like keep doing that. I mean, I wasn't having affairs with random women, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to keep creating broken homes for children, you know, and impacting them because of selfish decisions.
You know, I really wish I think I've talked about this before. I wish I could stop doing this show and then do it again and just stop and then do it again in 40 years because I don't have kids. I don't plan on having kids for like a long time. I'm 20. I'm about to turn 27. I don't really plan on having kids until like late 30s at least. And so my perspective, I feel like I'm not talking. I can't speak on as I can only speak. I guess I could speak from the perspective of like my parents were divorced growing up. I can speak from that perspective, but I can't speak from the perspective of like having kids. But also I guess from like what I've observed, just talking to people who grow up in a lot of different situations. I mean, all that fucking matters is that like you're there, you know, you're there, you give a fuck. I mean, I think that's kind of it, right? Well, no, I mean, it's probably not it. I don't know. My perspective is, again, I don't have kids, but I just think about how I grew up. It's like, if you're there and you know, do your best to like financially support your children and emotionally support them, it's like, you know, we're chilling. You don't have to do that. I don't think you have to do that at your own expense by being with somebody who you don't want to be with, you know?
No. And
so I don't think you should feel too bad about any of this stuff.
No. Yeah. You just try your hardest, and then when it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and then you have to do your best to show a positive image or something else. It just sucks because like my daughter has such a negative image of like my family because of like my dad, and then so I try really hard to be like, hey, everything's great, you know, we're gonna be fine. Grandpa is really weird, and that's okay. But you know, whatever. And then of course I don't have like a mom, so it's like she's just like always asking my mom. She's like, hey, so what happened? And I'm like, okay, this is great. Anyway, let's talk about something else. So just stuff like that where you're like, families are different and not all families are the same. So I'm always having to like explain that over and over, and how, you know, what matters is like what's before us, you know, with my partner and the baby and her, and being happy and doing what we need to do.
Well, good on you, man. You're doing something that's hard as fuck. You're doing a thing. I was actually thinking about this last night. Yesterday, I really, as like a single man, I really just live a life where my responsibilities are zero. I have a plant that's dying very slowly in my house because I really just have no responsibility to anyone. And I thought about like, you know, I've been thinking a little bit more about like, oh, I might want kids like, you know, 10 years down the line or whatever it is. And last night I was trying to record this podcast, and I just felt like tired and weak. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to stop and move on and do it in the morning, which is what I'm doing right now. And after I shut my I was thinking, and I was like, oh, fuck, 10 years from now, when I'm like taking care of a kid and I'm feeling tired and weak, I'm not going to be able to just be like, you know what, I'll change this diaper in the morning, I'll feed this kid in the morning, I just have no real responsibilities where I can easily procrastinate and push off and do whatever. I'm the only person that will ever suffer at the hands of my own like fucking like procrastinating, pushing it, whatever. And I'm like, oh no, I gotta learn once I have a kid, like, oh, I can't just tap out. You know, I have to see it through.
Because you're giving yourself the ultimate self-care right now, and like you're nurturing yourself and like creating a positive future where like you can make yourself the best person you are today, so that in 10 years from now, when you do have children, like you're a well-rested, well-rounded person that is able to be selfless in those ways. And you also can hire a night nurse if you make enough money. So, there are other options too.
Well, I'm trying to, I'm trying to do all that stuff, become a more well-rounded person. I predict I'll be a better person in 10 years. I predict my stock will go up in 10 years. I'm optimistic about it.
Correct.
We'll see. Maybe I'll join ISIS. I don't know.
No, I don't think they're really like, are they like super in right now? I feel like there's got to be like not a better terrorist organization, but like a more prolific one that's like up and coming, maybe like a startup of terrorist organizations.
Maybe there'll probably be more in 10 years. But I mean, either way, thanks for believing in me that I can join the best one.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna set your sights for being the best, you should try to join the best.
Well, listen, what's your name again? Hold on, is it? Sorry, what is it?
I know I've always wanted to participate in the name forgetting the situation. I said my actual name, which is fine. It's Jillian.
Jillian. Well, Jillian, good luck. Keep trying your best to. I sincerely, I hope you're not beating yourself up too bad about anything. It sounds like you're doing pretty. If you were saying like, I really want to abandon my children and go, that's not the vibe I'm getting from you. So I think you're doing pretty good.
No, and after first-hand experience of that, it just doesn't feel great. I will be the first to admit it. So I genuinely don't feel that I would want to do that to someone else.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
I think so. I guess keep doing your best, and if that means joining the best terrorist organization you can,
thank you.
So be it.
I'll send out my applications to the highest. Whatever. Thank you, Jillian.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
Have a nice night.
Bye.
Yeah, I really do. Sometimes I'm talking to people on this thing and I'm just like, what the fuck do I know? I really feel like I just have such little responsibility, which is good and bad in some degree. My only real honest to God external responsibility kind of feels like I need to put out 2 of these podcasts a week for me to not die. And that's kind of it. I mean, I guess I'm vaguely responsible to myself in the fact that I shouldn't like give myself diabetes. But I'm just have this feel. I don't want to do it for a long time. I don't plan on doing it for a long time. But I just have this feeling that like once you're like responsible for another human being, like your life shifts, your perspective shifts, and I feel like in 20 years I'm gonna look back at this podcast and be like, why was I having these conversations with such a dwarfed. I'm going to call it a dwarfed perspective. But this is what happened. I started doing this show. I started fucking doing this when I was 22. Which is like nothing. And now, I don't know, maybe I'll come back and maybe I'll do this again in 20 years. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Or either that or ISIS. We'll see.
Hello?
Hi.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. What's your name?
My name's Barney.
Your name's what?
Dinosaur. Barney, like the purple dinosaur.
Barney, like the purple dinosaur. Well, Barney, like the purple dinosaur, what's up? How's it hanging?
It's hanging pretty good. I was just doing some laundry, folding some clothes.
Very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. Is there anything you wanted to talk about today, Barney?
Super exciting. Actually, I wanted to talk. I feel like I'm kind of becoming somewhat of a snake Hitler.
You feel like you're becoming somewhat of a snake Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, tell me more.
All right, so for my job, I mow grass and chop a lot of shit up.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, quite a few snakes that get caught up in the mix.
Sure.
I just feel so bad for them, like feel like I'm genociding these damn snakes out here, and they don't deserve it, man.
Yeah. That's so interesting. How many snakes do you think you kill per lawn mowing session?
Oh fuck. Per day, you think?
Sure, yeah.
Per day, I probably kill 5 snakes at least a day, and that's just what I know about. I can't imagine all of the little tiny baby snakes that are the size of a worm.
Yeah.
Those poor fuckers, I don't even notice when they die.
I have a lot of questions. What state are you in where there's this many snakes in people's lawns?
I live in Colorado, man. I didn't know there was this many snakes out here, but apparently
and how many lawns are you mowing per day?
I mow around 30 lawns a day.
That's a shit ton. How the fuck do you mow 30 lawns a day? That's how long does it take you to mow a lawn?
It depends on the size of them. But, I mean, we're pretty fast with it. It's me and one other guy.
And are these suburban homes or commercial businesses?
Mostly suburban homes.
Okay, so so 30. So 1 in every 6 lawns has a snake in it.
Yeah, at least, dude. I'd be seeing a lot more snakes too, and I'm not running them over.
Yeah. Well, I think about this. I think about this a lot because, think about the exterminator. You call an exterminator. He goes into your house. He gets rid of all the bugs and the mice and the vermin, right? It's not really their fault that they're there. They're not. A rat is not in your house due to any kind of active hostility. It's not being a dick. It's not morally in the wrong for being there. But we have all come to accept that when they encroach upon our territory, we are allowed and encouraged and justified in murdering them. And I agree wholeheartedly. If a snake or a rat or a skunk is in my house, I'm calling a guy to come over and kill it. Full send. Absolutely. I'm part of society.
Yeah, but you see, these snakes, they're not violating any property rights or something, They're just minding their own damn business. Where are they supposed to live when we build fucking suburbs all over the place?
Could you not? Do you have time to? If you want to de-snake the lawn, could you just shove the snake out with a broom before you mow it over?
Well, yeah, I don't purposely run the snakes over. If I notice them, I'll kick them out of the way first. But I don't know, we're just going for efficiency all day, so I'm not going slow and eyeballing the ground looking for snakes. I just try to avoid them when I catch them,
Okay. All right. You by the way, here's why I think you're a little bit better than Hitler is because Hitler didn't really have any sympathy, I don't think, for the people that he was killing. You seem as though at least but you would like to not kill snakes. Hitler, I think he liked.
Yeah, that'd be preferred.
I think he liked to kill. I think he enjoyed the process of killing everyone that he killed. So that's why I think you're a little bit better than Hitler is.
That's a fair point.
Do you like snakes?
I fuck with them. I think they're pretty cool. I mean, I had one of them try to like bite me, but besides that, they're pretty chill.
This is kind of like please forgive me if I've gone on this rant on the podcast before, but you know how there's all these like PSAs, like if you see a spotted lanternfly, you should kill it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why? I think that's kind of fucked up because they didn't do anything. They're just doing what they do naturally. You know, they're just fucking bugs. They don't understand our universe or our delicate ecosystem. They're just being bugs, and we're gonna kill them because why? Because why?
It's a good question. I guess because we value our ecosystem over the lives of these few bugs.
Man, you kill 5 snakes a day? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. I had to put one out of his misery the other day. It was the first time I grew the balls to do it. Because most of the time, like, I mean, sometimes you like chop their head clean off, you know? There's no coming back from that. But sometimes, you know, it just like clips them a little bit. And like they're at a point where like they're fucked up, but they're still alive, you know, and they're not going to make it out in nature. I never really had the balls before to like put them out of their misery, you know? Like I was like, God, man, I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to suffer. Someone else has got to do you in. I can't do it. But, you know, recently I've decided that, you know, I've killed so many. The least I can do is like, you know, stop their homies from suffering a little bit.
That's noble of you. I don't think Hitler would have referred to the people he was killing as homies either. So that's another reason why I think you're
that's
better than Hitler.
That's true.
Did it make you feel better to talk about this at least?
Yeah, it's nice to talk about it. A little bit like.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. You were saying something?
I was just saying I'm feeling a bit less like Snake Hitler.
That's good. Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go? Snake Hitler?
Yeah, you know, guys, just watch out for snakes, you know. They're cool, they're chill. They're just slithering around. It's pretty funny when they try to run for their lives. They're just like slithering across the ground. It's pretty funny.
That's
but,
probably, you know, that is a little Snake Hitlery to laugh at their pain. That is a little Snake Hitlery. But continue. Go ahead.
All right. They go on the concrete and then they like can't get any grip. They're just like sliding across the ground in one spot. It's pretty fun. All right.
I think you like killing these snakes.
All right. No. All right. If they're running for their lives, that's a good thing, because then I won't kill them.
That's dark.
I also had a snake jump out of the way once. That was pretty badass.
What's your real name?
My real name is Barney, man. Like Purple Dinosaur.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Take care, Barney. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, Yeah, have a good one, Geck. Love your streams.
Thank you, brother. You know what's funny? I actually, I know Hitler, he killed a lot of people. I bet some animals slipped in there with him. I bet he probably... I don't know why I just get this feeling like... I mean, with all the like crazy crap he was doing, and I mean, he was in charge of. I don't. He led the German army during World War II, right? There was like a lot of stuff going on in World War II, and I love what I'm getting at. I'm no history buff, and I don't know a whole lot about Hitler, but part of me thinks it's quite possible that Hitler actually killed more snakes than this guy did. I wouldn't be surprised if Hitler killed at least 10 snakes, even if indirectly, just as a result of all the World War II stuff. I bet some snakes died as a result of World War II, and I bet it's quite possible that Hitler's actions indirectly resulted in the deaths of more snakes than this guy's actions did. And that's another reason I think he's a little bit better than Hitler.
From
Michael.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, of course. Thank you for calling. How's it going, brother?
It's going well. I'm just starting my work day for a while. Been watching your stream, loving every second of it.
Thanks, man. What's going on? Is there a thing you wanted to talk about?
Well, it depends on how deep you want to go. I could talk about the fact that my mother passed away last year, or I could talk about the depression I'm currently trying to deal with.
Why are you depressed?
I'm trying to figure that out. I'm not really sure. I'm actually seeking, I'll say, quote unquote, real therapy. I'm not really sure, just financial struggles, I think.
I don't think you have to put quotes around real therapy. I think that's understandable. How old are you?
28.
28. Okay, we're about similar ages-ish. What do you do?
I'm a purchasing agent for a casino resort.
What is a purchasing agent?
So I just handle all the purchasing needs for the casino, whatever they need, different things.
What is, you buy velvet rope?
I do, yeah, if they want it, yeah, or slot machine paper, or sometimes it's a lot of soda, surprisingly.
Sure. Well, I mean, sure, yeah, man. What do you want to get into?
Well, do you got any relationship advice? I've been real irritable, and I just don't know how to deal with that.
No, I'm terrible at relationship advice. I'm sorry. What did you say? I interrupted you by saying no.
No, don't worry about it. I'm so irritable, and I just don't know what to do to catch it when it starts happening. I can feel I can feel myself getting angry, and then I just don't know how to handle that emotion.
Oh, okay. So, are you in a relationship?
I am. Yeah, I've been married for 6 years.
Oh wow. Oh, and you're okay. So you're telling me you've been married for 6 years, and you feel yourself getting irritable, and you're like, I so don't want to yell at my spouse, but I'm just getting really angry and frustrated.
Exactly. Yeah, and I just don't know how to handle that, because I don't mean to be mean to the people that I love, but it's just what comes out of my mouth.
Are you okay? First of all, you should definitely go talk to a real therapist about this issue.
No quote.
But no quotes. You should talk to I'm going to bold it, actually, instead of quoting it. I'm going to bold and italicize real therapist for this. But why? Okay, but so here's that you know that you're not mad at your spouse. You're just mad about your brain is just firing off, and you're going to take the energy and dispense it in whatever direction it wants to go.
Exactly, yeah, because it just like you're saying, it just starts coming at me, and I can feel it, and then it's just it's hard to stop it.
Why are you mad?
I don't know, and my wife asked me that question also. I really don't know. I just get so irritable and irritated by anything.
Okay. So you have a job, right? Here's your job. Are you a W-2 employee at this job?
Yeah, 2 jobs. Yes.
Do they offer you health insurance?
I do have health insurance, and that's how I'm getting my therapy.
Okay. So look, man, I'm a crazy person on the internet. I'm not a therapist. I'm not pretending to be a therapist. This is not an advice show. This is just I'm just a fucking guy, and I think about things, and these are my thoughts. So like, I think the best thing you can do is just like take a second and go into and with therapy and psychiatry and all these things that your health insurance is going to pay for from these jobs. You go into yourself and you go, okay, this is a problem. I am identifying that this is a problem. I'm going to try my best to work on this problem and like go from there, you know? That's the best. It sounds like the best thing you can do for your family.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. You know, definitely. Sure. It's just hard to catch yourself, but yeah, I'm definitely trying.
You're like, I mean, how many movies are there about like a guy who's possessed and he's about to kill someone, and the person's like, "What's your name again?"
My name is Michael.
They're like, Michael, the real Michael. I'm talking to the real Michael here. And the guy's like, I must fight the demon. You gotta do that. You gotta fight the demon. I mean, hopefully you're not pointing a gun at anyone, but
no, definitely nothing physical. It's just I yell and I storm off into my room like a child.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe God, I shouldn't be telling people this, but maybe it's meds, or I don't know.
Well, I will say that's what a real psychiatrist is for. Yes, definitely figure that out.
Go to a real psychiatrist. Well, you asked me for relationship advice. Is there any other aspect of this you want to talk about? I guess before we go, I think you should totally go to a real psych therapist person. You don't sound like a bad guy. You sound like you know that you have some problems and that you're gonna try to fix them.
Yeah, I definitely am trying to fix them, and I thank you for taking my call, and if anything, I would say to the people of the internet, just stay strong no matter what. I'm going through a lot, but you just have to stay strong. There's no other choice.
Hey, take care, man, and good luck.
Thank you, Lyle. I appreciate you.
He buys Diet Coke for the casino. That's cool. If I did that job, you know what I would do? I would like take the company credit card and I would order a bunch of Diet Coke. I would get fired from that job because I would use it to siphon off free Diet Coke. Or maybe not. Maybe, you know what? Look, the casino, you order a pallet. How many pallets? You order like 10 pallets of Diet Coke. I'd take a couple off the truck. I would take a couple of pallets of Diet Coke off the truck. They're not going to notice a couple of Diet Cokes out of like, well, how many Diet Cokes are in a pallet? Like a bunch? They're not going to notice a couple Diet Cokes missing. And that's an issue I'm not going to work on. This caller, he was like, I've identified that I have an issue and I'm going to go work on it and try to solve it. I'm not going to do that with my Diet Coke addiction. I'm not even going to identify that it's a problem. I'm just going to suck on that diet teat until I die. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Bertha.
Larissa?
Yeah, that's fine.
Larissa, what's up, Larissa? How's life?
Life's great. How about you?
Life's good. It's sunny out. It's 11:34 in the morning where I am. I feel good. I feel caffeinated. I feel awake. I feel ready to talk. What's Give me the rundown, Larissa. What's going on? What brings you to life today?
Yeah. Well, I'm fighting the urge to cuss out my supervisor today, so
You're fighting the urge to cuss out your supervisor. Why is that?
He has a serious Pokemon Go addiction at work, and we are getting loaded with his work so he can play his Pokemon Go.
Really? He's slacking off and the work's being pushed onto you.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I work at a hospital. We do like OR instrumentation. It's called sterile processing. But yeah.
Oh,
he is super lazy, and he's supposed to be doing his job, and he just Pokemon Goes all day.
Do you ever have you talked to him and been like, "Hey, can you stop doing that?"
Oh yeah, like we'll call him out. We just did it yesterday. We actually got into a huge group chat, like argument, debate about it. But we're getting a talking to tonight. I work night shifts, so we'll see what I get talked to about. But yeah, we are like, hey, can you like not do that? We'll have like daily meetings, and he'll be playing it actively, and we're like, hey, can you get off that? And he goes, no, like I do it all the time. Like he actually has a problem. Like
so you got I'm curious. So you work at a hospital. So if his work doesn't get done, who suffers? Is it like a company, or do people get hurt?
It's the OR as a whole. So he's supposed to be ordering stuff. Like we do like trauma cases if we have any hands and they get little like screws in their hands. Those are gone, so he's got to reorder those parts. And now we're having to do his job because they're not having enough pieces to go in their sets for emergency cases. So it's a big deal, and he's just going to put it on us. That way he doesn't have to worry about it.
How close is he to catching a Mewtwo or a Ho-Oh?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have friends that play it, and I don't play Pokemon Go at all. I'm like, can you please like come wreck him at work and just like ruin him?
Dude, yeah, that's what you got to do. You gotta get one of your friends to go. You gotta do it like Pokemon, where you have to defeat him in battle to get him to do his job,
so he could get his work done.
Right. Well, who's his boss?
Bad.
Do you know who his boss is?
Yeah, like he's there too in the meeting. He'll see him doing it, and he goes, "Well, his argument is, well, we go on our phones. We don't go on our phones. We have earbuds in, and we listen. I listen to you all day to get through my day, so." Just so you know, I'm cleaning blood and guts and gore out of sets while I'm listening to you all day. That's
Beautiful.
all I do.
Beautiful. That's what this was meant for. That's what this was meant for.
Yeah. You get me through my day. But
well,
yeah.
goddamn. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a tricky. This is a tricky one because like you like. I'm always of the opinion. I'm kind of of the opinion you can't like make fucking anyone like do anything.
Oh no, you can't.
But you talk to him about it. You talk to the supervisor about it. And no one cares.
Everyone knows. They just laugh about it, and it's like, okay, but it's affecting us now. So today I'm gonna like let them know I'm going to higher ups if they don't take care of it. I guess so. When Pokemon first came out, like Pokemon Go, there was issues where they had to contact like the Pokemon Go creators and help get it banned from hospitals because all the workers and like people from like the woodworks would come out, park in the hospital parking, and there wouldn't be any room for emergency, like people to come in. So I guess you can get it banned. Pokemon Go, like primarily banned from hospitals. So we are looking into doing that next because it'd be so funny to watch him try to play. And he's like, no, I can't play.
I mean, that sounds like a good... I don't think that people... Yeah, I mean, it sounds... Because I remember in like the I forget what fucking summer it was, like 2016 or 17 or whatever, where like everyone was obsessed with it, and you would go out and like everyone would like rush the places that had the legendary Pokemon, and I think having a legendary Pokemon spawn at a hospital probably sounds like a bad idea. Yeah,
It is a bad idea. Yeah, there was a lot of issues. There had to have been if they had to block it from there. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know about this until yesterday because we talked about solutions.
well,
I just want to take his Pokemon and crush them. I think that's going to be my first step. Is I'm going to become a Pokemon master.
yeah. I mean, that's the only. Sorry, I have no advice for you. Not that this is an advice
No,
show.
you're fine.
Not that this is an advice show.
I just
this
wanted
is not.
to talk about how ridiculous it was.
Yeah, yeah. Why don't you download Pokemon Go, and maybe you can get really good at it and beat him, and that's how you can get his attention.
I defeat him. That'd be great. I think that's what my thing is. Yeah.
Well, Larissa, is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
If you work at a hospital, please don't play Pokemon Go.
See you
not
later.
Cool. All right, bye.
I've been told I kind of look like a Trico. Nobody's told me that. I just came to that conclusion. I came to that conclusion on my own by looking at pictures of Trico.